So I just had to take a shit, but we back.
Damn, like that? You're just gonna tell him everything on the podcast? Just tell him everything, all the business. Fuck it, right?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. So look, it's a question we gotta know, man.
Oh, shit.
Gotta know about the beefs.
Gotta know about the beefs.
Gotta know about the beefs, bro.
And
Tucson beefs.
I
know you got some.
I definitely fucking survived a lot of beefs out here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm supposed to be dead. At least 37 times, man.
37?
At least. That's,
Sheesh.
shit. When you grow up in Tucson, you're gonna fucking, choose the right path or the wrong path. And I definitely chose a couple wrong paths.
Right, right. Let me hear one of them.
I mean, shit. Obviously, if you fucking grow up poor, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna figure out how to make some money. And what's the easiest way to make some money out here is sell some dope.
Yep.
I don't care what fucking people say, how they look at me, what they thought of me and shit, but I was...
Needed some money.
I was always by myself, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna figure out how to make some money because my homies wasn't putting me on.
Right.
They don't got no money. They don't know how to make no extra money.
They're not even hating. They just ain't got no money.
Nah, they didn't have shit to show me, you know what I'm saying? So as soon as I figured out what weed was and how to make $20, it was off to the races, you know? I'm from a different time period, so y'all got Zah, y'all got fucking 37 different flavors, right? Y'all got the finest fucking weed.
What's your name? Arizona Reggie?
There's Arizona
Reggie, there it is.
Yeah, man, so,
Had the packs on it.
We had the packs, the 25-pound blocks from Mexico.
The hard ones? The ones you gotta chisel apart?
I've seen the goodest, the best fucking Arizona Reggie to the worst. With the seeds and it's brown. Somebody left it in the desert. You know what I'm saying?
It left in the desert for a couple days.
Let me tell you about this one time. There was a white boy from Michigan, and he specifically called my homie and asked him, "What's the worst weed that you got?" I said, "The worst weed?" Like, cause normally if you gonna fucking sell something, you're like, "Is this dude trying to lick me? Is he trying to fucking never in my fucking life was asked for the worst weed.
Right out the gate.
Out the gate. And
I'm thinking he's just trying to get a cheap price at that point.
Cheap price, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty cheap because it was terrible.
Yeah.
But this motherfucker bought all the fucking worst weed. Like, he spent like $80,000 with me that day.
On the worst weed?
On the worst weed. I think it was like $200 a pound.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? And do the math. There's not a lot of headroom.
And then, that's a good deal too.
Yeah.
Because... Like you could get away with, there was still some for $500-$800 a piece. Like you could finesse it, so $200.
And the good weed was available, but he was looking for a price. Because I guess wherever he was from and shit, or going back or whatever he was doing, he could still get it off and make a huge profit.
Probably more than if he would have paid for the Czar,
bro. So you know what I'm saying, like. Over the last 10, 20 years, this shit changed, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, once the different strains came out and everybody was switching to Kush and...
You smoke?
Yeah.
Do you smoke?
Yeah.
You smoke weed?
Absolutely, yeah.
Reggie, I didn't know you smoke weed.
Yeah, I just like, it's not a daily thing.
It's an occasional thing for you.
Yeah, it's definitely an occasional thing.
It's not daily, though?
Nah, definitely not daily. Yeah,
you drink?
Yeah, definitely.
You drink?
Yeah, we drink.
Damn.
Yeah.
Every day?
Nah, not no more, man.
Not no more?
I can't do that.
Because I've seen you get down.
Yeah, if I drink, I'm no good for nobody for the next 24 to 48 hours.
Right.
So, I can't fucking be doing that shit like, how you probably do.
I mean... I do dabble a little bit, but not as much as I have. You can bounce back,
is what I'm saying. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, you out of commission for
you get older and shit. You start losing fucking liver functions and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Your back hurts.
Everything hurts the next day.
Yeah, man. Like, it's
you getting
old?
Are you getting old on us or what?
Man, I'm trying to stay young, but look, we in 2024, right?
Right.
That means we are fucking close to being able to clone ourselves, and whatever the hell is wrong with our bodies, we're gonna be able to heal it, fix it.
You better hope so.
Oh yeah, man.
That's what your plan is? Mm-hmm. The clone?
You just gotta get money and wait for technology to fucking catch up to, you know what I'm saying? Scientific ideas.
So feel free to drink and eat, smoke, whatever you want, because you can just buy a clone. Yeah. It's gonna be that easy. So
within the next year or two,
just buy a clone,
Elon Musk, he already just cured blindness. You know that, right?
He cured blindness?
He cured blindness.
Yeah, he cured blindness.
He fucking people that can't use their legs, he's Bluetooth their spine back together. There's people walking around with a Bluetooth connection.
For real?
Yeah. These are things that I'm like, why is nobody talking about these things?
Right.
But only on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is, one of the fucking most popular shows in the world. But they're confirming this information. It's not like I'm just.
So you seen it?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything that I wish would happen or could happen in the future. They've already doing this. Like they've already
they Bluetoothed spine back together.
Look it up. Look it up.
Sheesh, we're gonna have to put that right here.
Absolutely, chat. Yeah, but things like that is just like unheard of, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously, like you're not pretending that you haven't heard about this. That's how fucking.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound real to me.
Yeah, it's baffling.
Yeah, it's baffling.
That it's not on every news channel, but I gotta watch.
Because I watch the news. So it's like the fact that something like that isn't everywhere.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it is like, why?
You know what it is? The healthcare in the United States is one of the worst fucking problems, and fucking, I feel like anybody in Big Pharma should have been put to prison for 100 years. They haven't cured one fucking disease in all this time. And
what are they doing?
And you got one guy doing fucking Tesla cars, sending fucking SpaceX shuttles to the fucking moon and to Mars. He's fucking building underground tunnels in LA and Vegas. Like, one guy is fucking solving the world. And
interesting.
And guess what? Guess what he gets shitted on because he owns, what is it? Fucking X, Twitter. And they're just mad because he likes to post memes and shit. Right. He should be taking more fucking responsibility. Like, bro, what more do you want him to do?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to ask him to do what? Look at both of the presidents that we had. I mean, with the elections going on, we had Kamala and Trump. So it's like, are we really worried about what Elon's got going on with the Twitter posting? Like, we elected some crazy stuff going on already.
Bro, the politics is a fucking circus.
Like, yeah, a circus.
How do we have to only get to choose these two people?
Right.
You're telling me there's nobody better for this job?
This is where we're at? Like,
not even an Asian?
Right. I mean, at least give us something. Least give us
China
something.
and Japan are 20, 30 years ahead of us in the future.
And we're just, give us another couple dollars. All we care about is just selling more goods and services, selling the hype that we're the strongest and we're the best and nobody can beat us. And
did you watch the WWF growing up or WWE?
I didn't.
Any of that shit? But, I mean, you've seen episodes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a comical fucking storyline. This guy fucked this guy's girl and shit. Now they're all buff and shit. Fucking, fake wrestling or whatever.
Right.
That's what these politics feel like to me these days is they're trying to distract us with all this bullshit. Nobody's finding solutions to anything. Nobody's coming up with no answers and they're just keeping us drugged up on Big Pharma. Right. They're fucking stealing all the money. They're hoarding it. What the fuck else do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
It's like look over here and don't look over here.
Bro.
Like, we want you to focus on the circus.
Don't
look at the monkeys.
Right.
Don't look at the clowns.
It's impossible. It's impossible to trust the government. It's impossible to trust people that you might have fucking known 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are in such desperate times that they start doing desperate things and just to fucking survive. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, you have to fucking definitely surround yourself with as many positive people around you.
Have you ever thought about getting in politics?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I'm not stupid.
I know, but you're smart. Yeah. So I know that's like kind of crazy to say. You're smart though, so that's why I ask you. Is because I've heard about your ideas about
just in comparison to what we're talking about. I think somebody that's in the still a private citizen like Elon Musk. He has way less restrictions.
And a lot more control.
A lot more control of what he wants to do with his money because when you're in, Congress or you're in any type of government, you're under a microscope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the big companies, they fund $1 million. You do what they say. You know what I mean? If I put $2 million into your campaign, you're gonna pass these bills that I need.
The lobbyists own the government. So all these big corporations, they just pay who they want to pass the bill that's gonna help them make more money. That's all it is, man. It's just like, you know, having a bunch of fucking models or whores walk the stage and shit and like, oh, I'm gonna buy that one for $400. Like, that's all it is.
That's it.
It's
That's
a
all it
whorehouse.
is. And that's why I was surprised that Donald Trump wanted to, I mean, I guess he won first time, was probably just brought a bunch of lights on him, and you know, they brought up all of his paperwork, and now I felt like probably he had to run for the second term. But I wonder, you know, why do that if you already control just as much by just funding which campaign you want to win?
Right.
You know?
I think damn, we was talking about this earlier, or maybe I was talking to somebody else, but there's very few fucking one-time things you can fucking experience in life. And I think that dude has lived 37 lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, really good lives.
Over and over again, yeah.
Over and over again. So he's like, what else can I fucking do that I haven't done? Like, he's 80-something years old.
So is it a power trip? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, I think he's chasing that fucking high that he used to have when he was younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you're always chasing it when you
even
need
though
more
he was going through a shit show and fucking they're trying to assassinate fucking any type of good character he might have had a reputation. Like, it was worth it to rub it in people's faces like, I won. What do you gotta say now? And then they hit him with 34 felonies and shit, and he's like, I still won. What you want to do?
Watch this. I'm gonna do it again.
Like at the end of the day, if he's racist, you know what I'm saying? If he's fucking,
everybody's a little racist.
Absolutely, but negative situations that fucking, he could come back as president and then fucking inflict a lot of fucking pain on his enemies and shit, being in a position of power like that.
Right.
I just don't think he's going to do that shit. I think it's a bluff.
I think it was a bluff too.
I think the people that
it was a bluff too.
in the background that are, because it really is all these fucking weird groups and right-wing activists and shit like that, they have all these crazy white people intentions, you know what I'm saying? But it's not Trump, because those 4 years that he was president, did any of that shit happen?
Right.
And that would have been the first fucking thing that I thought was going to happen.
Right. He really just likes the power of just being like, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. Like, he's not going to get in there and then mess up his money for the rest of his life.
Well, he's a con man, right? So he conned all these fucking crazy people with all this money on the Republican side to fund his shit. And he's like, I got you.
Now I'm going to pay all my legal bills. Like, it's about that time. It's pay him all. You
never know what's going to happen at the end of the day, because, you know, campaigning is just promising a bunch of shit that you probably can't make happen. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that says I have to do the things that I promise. I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to try to make this happen for you.
And if you keep funding my campaign, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, so the people that take...
Who'd you vote for?
I can't vote. I'm a felon.
If you would have. If you could have.
I would have voted for Bernie Sanders if he still ran. I feel like he was like the best. He was the best choice.
But do we want to put another old man through the ringer?
Well, I mean, out of the
Biden.
Old white men, all these white men, fucking 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like 80. You know what I'm saying? Trump is like 80.
Yeah, Trump will be is our oldest president. Right. He'll be our oldest president we've ever.
So, you know, Bernie just looked like he's 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
But do you see what happened? I mean, Biden didn't look horrible when he was going in.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out, it's a shit show. I mean, he's not looking right.
It's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of stress. Do we want to put Bernie through that?
I mean, he probably would have died in office. Like, he's probably amazing.
Probably wouldn't have taken his heart, wouldn't have taken it.
He's probably amazing and fit, you know, as a regular human being.
As president, though, you take on a whole different role.
You seen Obama, how young and dark his hair was?
We turned him gray, man. We turned him gray.
It's a lot of stress, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
but of the two, who would you have voted for?
Fuck, man. I'd have to just... I hated them both, bro.
I mean, I'm talking about there's a gun to your head and it is your political or your constitutional duty to vote.
Fuck, bro. I'd have to say pull the trigger.
Stop it.
That's how much I fucking don't.
You're going to say pull the trigger?
Yeah.
You can't say pull the trigger. It's not an option.
That's not the option?
No.
Fuck.
Are you cripping or are you blooding? Where are you at?
Oh, so I got to join the gang.
You're getting what is it, jumped in right now. Come on now.
Man. I would just have to say fucking probably Trump, bro.
Probably Trump?
Yeah. It's just because I've already seen what Kamala didn't do for the last 4 years.
Right.
He was already the vice president.
Right.
So what are you fucking telling us that you're gonna do it for? Oh, if you do this, if you elect me, I'm gonna do it now.
Differently. And that's where like kind of I'm at is like.
Ooh, one thing that spun that shit was this war that was going on in Palestine and Israel.
So what do you think about that?
The Democratic side just let genocide happen in front of the world.
They don't even care.
They don't care.
They're telling Israel pretty much go ahead and do whatever you want to Gaza. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like we're not telling them.
And I'm not anti-Semite or any of that. I'm speaking specifically on the people that's in charge of Israel. Like they've literally Netanyahu. The president. Mm-hmm. I want to fucking slaughter these fucking people.
Whoa. Over and over. Kids.
Yeah.
Don't
And
care.
Biden is like, we're going to send you all our weapons.
Yeah.
To make it happen.
And, I seen, they publicly announced, like, we do not stand for what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And, we're asking them to stop doing that pretty much. Like, stop. Assaulting them in the way that they are.
Not to jump down the conspiracy fucking rabbit hole and shit, but our fucking Congress is like 80% Jews.
No, and that's why Camilla could not get elected because her husband is a Jew, and I'm not anti-Semitism or whatever it is.
We're only talking about the ones in power abusing.
We're only talking about abusing power of all races and all sizes.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
If we had a bunch of Asians,
it would be a problem. Yeah. It would be a problem as well if they were doing that too. You know what I mean? It's not the race; it's the fact that they're getting together and doing it together. It's not the race itself.
Because we are not responsible for all these wars and fucking atrocities that are happening over there, but we are.
And honestly, we're giving them the money to do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, they make a bunch of money with all of the land that they own here. And every time somebody pays their rents, they're, pretty much sending a bomb over to
Bro, unfortunately, history repeats itself. This has been going on for thousands of years, and it's been going on for hundreds of years, documented. And nothing's changed. We've had the same problems between all these countries that me and you are old enough to go back and look at, watch the History Channel or fucking watch a documentary, and fucking half the shit is bullshit. That's not the truth that they showed us, they taught us. Right. It was
in school. Yeah. You grew up and you now understand that you were lied to about, going to war and killing hundreds of people.
Yes.
It's like, what? Thousands of people, not even hundreds. Thousands of people we killed off of lies.
So imagine back in 2002, I went to the Air Force. And guess what that was? That was the beginning of fucking Afghanistan. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we find out Osama bin Laden really didn't do that shit. So, imagine fucking being in my work prayer circle. We just killed 200 and something insurgents, and then finding out half that number or 80% of that number was just regular people living there. We just bombed the fuck out of everything.
I feel bad for the generation below mine where they're starting to turn graduating high school and they're in their 20s now. So they are told that everything that they're learning right now is a lie, and they have to go into the real world understanding that without their parents being able to relate.
Yeah.
Because their parents are still stuck on, believing that. Yeah. And thinking we still went to war for those reasons. So they can't even relate to those kids. And those kids are turning to this horrible drug. Like, it's that fentanyl. Like, you know what I mean? And I the only reason I'm making that correlation is because it might not be that exact drug, but I know that's the cheapest and that's what everybody likes in Tucson. But I can tell you that the relationship between a lot of the parents that in Arizona specifically, where they haven't traveled around and they've been in Tucson or Arizona their whole life, they don't understand anything that their kids are seeing on the internet. Mm-hmm. So when they're told, like, this is a lie, and they go to their parents and they're like, hey, is this the truth? And their parents get mad at them. It's like, this is the first time you lied to me too. Mm-hmm. So now I can't trust you because what do you know now? You lie to me once, you're lying about everything.
Absolutely.
So it's like, now you just created a barrier between a child and a parent who everything was fine for 16, 18, 25 years. Right. And now all of a sudden it's severed because you're overexposing all this information. Well, this was a lie, and the rappers you like Diddy, and they're all in jail, and they did all this, and the priest at your church did this, and now you found a new app where you can find all the pedophiles in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So now you're scared. So now you're 16 years old on your phone looking at all the, and your parents have no idea because they can't relate at all. You know?
Yeah, they used to fucking let me ride my bike fucking until 10 o'clock and I could have been anywhere.
Could have been anywhere, right?
We didn't have no cell phones. We didn't fucking, what the fuck?
Right. Well, I missed that.
Our parents was fucking, didn't give a fuck.
Right. Seriously, but they didn't have so much to worry about.
Right. Well, they didn't have the internet to see all this fucking crazy shit happening in real time. You ever had the Citizen app on your phone? It's like live fucking crime going on wherever you're at. It shows you what's going on. Like anybody could be on the Citizen app and be in front of a fucking car accident, a murder, and they just go live on that shit. And anybody
like, is that healthy for kids to be able to just pull up and see fucking, and just out of worrisome? They don't have gore in their minds where they want to see dead people or people getting hit by cars or people ODing or crime that's happening, but they're genuinely worried about their community, so they're on this app and they're able to see it all day, every day, and they're just worried.
It would be a nightmare.
I mean, they're just, I'm worried about my kids in that. But
yeah.
He's not getting no kid. Yeah. I mean, he's not getting no phone until he's like 16.
You know what?
25.
There's a quote, a really good quote. It says that a strong man will fucking have a weak son because he doesn't want his son to go through the fucking, the hard
That's
shit.
That's deep right there.
And then that son will create a strong son because that son will look at his dad like, you're a weak man. I don't want to be like you. You know what I'm saying? So as a parent, you just have to find the balance. You can't coddle somebody and make them weak. So make sure that over the next 20 years that you're being a parent to your son and watching him grow. Don't make it so he's soft. You know what I'm saying? Because we know how the real world works.
And you're right about that. That's a game changer for me because I give him everything. Like I just because I don't want him to have to go through anything.
But like when he's young, you can fucking baby him and fucking spoil him all you want. But when he's able to understand and realize what's going on, like give him everything that you wish you had, but make sure that you remember the times in your life that turned you into who you are.
You can't forget that. And it almost can't even give him the stuff that you wish you had because that's the same stuff that got you to where you are, made you strong for not having those things.
Right.
That's why you wanted them.
Right.
But then you got to get there and realize you didn't want them anymore.
Right.
I think that's kind of what it takes for me. You get there and you're like, I didn't really want that.
Absolutely, man.
It's all good.
And that, son or daughter, you know what I'm saying? Just prepare them for the worst. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is like, make sure that everything that we didn't fucking tell our parents we were doing, like, let them know this shit is going to happen whether you like it or not. Because it's not about how what you do or how good you raise your kids. There's parents out there that don't give a fuck, and they raise their kids with no fucking morals, no integrity, psychopathic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your kid is going to be around them other kids. They just gotta know when to say. What did Cat Williams say? You gotta tell them no. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta tell him no. You just gotta tell him no.
You wanna go commit a fucking robbery? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going home.
Right, we're going home. Right.
I'm a bitch. Okay, well, I'm gonna be a bitch at home.
What is one of the biggest differences between Tucson and LA?
Oh shit! Everything.
Not Arizona, just Tucson. Because Phoenix is different.
I think it's like what we're saying right now. It's just so easy to live in Tucson, and it's really fucking hard to survive in LA. It's just so many fucking people out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people on top of people on top of people. You're in competition for everything, whether it's a job, to go see a doctor, to fucking like do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Go get a bagel. Everybody want to go to that bagel spot.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Can't even go get a bagel.
You have to work 3 times as hard, 4 times as hard just to survive out there. So when you fucking find yourself living in those type of situations, you're either gonna fucking sink and fail, or you're gonna fucking rise up. You know what I'm saying? And make.
What's the biggest difference?
That's what I'm saying. That's Tucson. You don't have that. You can fucking work at a call center for 10 years pass by, and you didn't notice shit. You got a 75-cent raise.
Okay, now I get what you're saying. Okay,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
the difference.
Yeah, there's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, you don't know that, and you're never gonna fucking feel the difference if you just stay in Tucson. You know what I'm saying? It's like 10, 20 years will pass by, and boom, it's gone. And you didn't do shit to fucking make yourself great. What's the fucking most important thing as a man while he's living? What is it? Do you know?
Put me on some game. What
Man,
you got for me?
Your legacy.
Oh, your legacy.
Bro,
okay.
it's not anything. It's your legacy. How are people going to remember you by before you die and after you die? You know what I'm saying? Like, the most important people that have the biggest impact on lives get a fucking street named after them, or a holiday, or a key to the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes...
That's their legacy.
Sometimes you might not even fucking get anything before you die, but people will find out about you later and be like, holy shit, this guy did so much for so many people and impacted them in such a positive way. We have to fucking recognize this person. Fucking movies are made about you after, you know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, your legacy is everything. If you die and nobody knew you existed, what the fuck was you living for then? You know what I'm saying? And how many generations remember you that never met you is how you fucking know how much you had an impact on fucking, whether it's your family, your community, your city, fucking nationwide, international. You can go as big as you want it, but it just, bro, I don't think people fucking realize, like, you only have a certain amount of time to do any of this shit. And if you're just fucking playing around for 20, 30 years, you might have missed your window on being great. Bro, if everybody thought like that, oh my God, we would have a nice world, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody's trying to help everybody and do fucking something positive to help somebody out.
It would be a game changer, right?
How Dubai looks from our view on the internet is how fucking life would actually be though, living it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Insane.
Dubai on the internet would be real life.
Right. Just imagine that Dubai in Tucson. It can happen. Those motherfuckers over there just got oil money and shit, right? But I get there's enough people in Tucson, if fucking somebody would step up, whoever's in charge of this town right now.
That's the problem, is it starts at the top. And it would be different if it was, the 90s again, where you could start a revolution. Like, you could just get a bunch of people together and just be like, no, we stand for this. But now you can't do that without the media. And they'll never let it get big enough to where it affects them.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody of power needs to want the change more than everybody else. And then other people will tag along. People at the bottom will tag along. But it's going to take somebody from the top.
Look at this TikTok debacle. They trying to kick TikTok and
ban it, yeah.
Why? Yeah. Because it's in direct competition with fucking Facebook and fucking Instagram. And guess who owns that? Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg fucking admitted during this campaign that the Biden administration said, you got to give us anything we want. We need to be able to look through your servers. They can look through messages, anything. Fucking, they can just, bro, all of it. We need access to all your files.
To TikTok?
No, to fucking
Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, right. So that fucking is a direct violation of fucking our
rights, I guess.
Rights, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you fucking realize if you're doing anything shady or fucking a revolution, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what kind of revolution you're talking about. What if you are starting something that can fucking expose the government, a whistleblower, someone doing something wrong and it's been going on forever, and they looking through those messages, they're going to take you out.
Right.
All the fucking martyrs that we know about in the last 50, 60, 70 years, they were trying to do something better for their people, their culture, their city, their community. They were all killed, bro. They're set up. Isn't it funny how everybody that fucking starts doing something good for the world or people, they just suddenly die?
Weird, right?
Weird. Not a conspiracy theory.
Not a conspiracy theory, but definitely is. Because it's like, it's almost, they don't even try to hide it anymore.
Nah, they don't. And they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck if you know. Because even if you do know, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You gonna fucking fight the government?
Right.
Yeah.
You ain't seen the movies? That's why we put those movies out there. Just
Man.
so you know that you'll never win. Like.
So look, man, at the end of the day, you have to understand that fucking you could take the high road and the easy road, fucking, you know, the Autobahn at 100 miles an hour and fucking not pay attention to shit what's going on. You could live a fantastic life. Or you could fucking, you know, be in the trenches with the fucking people trying to figure out how to help as many people as you can while you got a chance to. You know, but do it smart, do it effectively. You can't help anybody else until you help yourself out.
Right.
Nobody's gonna fucking follow you or even listen to what you're saying if you don't have a fucking message they can understand and feel. That's why people that are billionaires, like, they're like, look, we're trying to help you, stupid people, but you don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't understand because what?
Right.
A fucking Twitter meme? You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's a piece of shit.
See, I think some people, even the billionaires, forget that it's going to be your legacy when you die. That's going to mean more. So you might not be recognized. You're not going to get your flowers while you're here.
Bro,
but it's going to be
there's so many billionaires on the face of this earth, and we only know a couple names.
Right, right.
Like, those other people are doing a very damn good job of fucking staying anonymous. Because I can't name you more than fucking 4 or 5 billionaires off the top of my head.
Right, right.
That's fucking endless money. Bro, they could fucking fund Tucson for fucking 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're just hoarding wealth. It's crazy.
Just for what? You know, it's like you're not really helping anybody at that point.
They're
it's
not
like,
helping them.
And they're not looking to. They're just looking for the next high because they don't feel anything anymore. Money's, it's like everybody has a drug of choice. That's how I look at it. Whether it's drugs, whether it's money, whether it's power, whether it's respect, whatever it is, everybody has a drug of choice. Alcohol, and that's their drug of choice. So it's like once you're addicted, it's like you're just gonna keep going back for more.
I've always made a promise to myself, if I was able to come up, with a company and build a company up that could fucking generate that type of money, hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, then I can easily make another one, right? When you have that type of resource and you're around smart people and you have unlimited money to fund another idea, I would literally take all the profits from the first company and put it into Tucson. You know what I'm saying?
You told me that before. Like, what's your idea with that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, healthcare, obviously free. Education,
free healthcare in Tucson.
Every kid in this whole entire city, access to whatever they need. Teachers, like the people that don't make nothing and they do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The pandemic was the first time I've ever seen where all the people that fucking are doing the hardest jobs, you know what I'm saying, from hospital workers to teachers to, bro, they don't make any money and they were still fucking doing everything they can for other people's children or other people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, going out of their way and not making.
And
nothing.
They should be making professional athletes type of money. Right. It should be the other way around.
Right. Maybe not that much, but we can give them more than $60,000 a year. Yeah. Like, we shouldn't be making jokes that, like, teachers make the least amount. That shouldn't be the running joke.
Yeah, it should.
Like, that's you make teacher money. Like, that's not cool. Like, they should be making at least, let's give them doctor money. Let's give them RN money. Well, not even 100,000 a year.
And I say that, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, some people just be fucking talking shit, you know what I'm saying? But since I've grown up here and I know so many people, and I've known so many people, my friends' families, you know what I'm saying? Now they got kids, grandchildren. Like, I have so many ties to this place. And I know we talked a lot of shit about Tucson, but it's very frustrating to see that things have gotten worse and worse and worse and worse since I've fucking grown up here. You know what I'm saying? So until somebody really fucking, stands on business and does something and makes a change here, like, I'm not ever going to be comfortable living here as I see it deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family lives here because their family's here. They're not going to leave and, hang out with me in LA for the rest of my life or Miami. They don't give a fuck about this shit. They want to hang out with their church friends, you know what I'm saying? Or their fucking brothers and sisters. Like, they're not going to leave here because they don't see it.
Yeah.
It's just another normal day, normal week for them. Yeah. But, man, like, I promise you, hey, what time is it right now?
Right now we got...
You can make a note, yeah.
5:15 p.m.
Hey, man, you heard it first right here. If I ever fucking touch multiple billions of dollars, I'm gonna fucking invest whatever I have, half. It doesn't matter, and that's for as long as for as long as whatever is going and shit.
Back into the community.
Back into the community, bro.
Half of everything.
We're gonna pave fucking Valencia and Speedway in gold. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, shit, they've never fixed the potholes.
Never. And I'm thinking Grant. Grant's the worst.
Still
Grant's
fucked up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But basically, what I'm saying
I get what
is,
you're saying.
for sure, man.
Understood. I like that. Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it. Half of everything.
We gonna have Tucson
even if it's
like
a mil.
Dubai.
Even a mil?
Apps.
You get $1 million check, 500,000 is gonna be shown right here, and he's gonna give it to wherever it is. If it's into a little savings account that he's gonna use for just that, or whatever it is, that's what he's gonna use it for, whatever. And I'll let y'all decide.
We could generate that type of money.
We'll work together on this.
Definitely, we could generate that type of money. I feel even right now,
we really could.
There's no reason to wait 20 years to do some shit. Like, we're gonna be, we might not make it that long. It's like, bro, you could start doing this type of shit right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you as a fucking, a young entrepreneur in Tucson, like, you have the ability to, be a leader and get people to fucking, do stuff and help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could generate a lot of money in Tucson right now, and if you get on that type of track, it's endless amounts of money on doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We see people fucking making hundreds of millions of dollars doing what we're doing right now. Right. So if you stay consistent with it, like, bro, there's no fucking limit to the money you can make.
There is no limit to it. Right, there is no limit to it.
You'll get back times 10 what you put into whatever you're doing, and then it's up to you. Like what we're talking about.
My thing is the homeless community.
Is where they're invested in.
Yeah.
Wasn't there there's a park on 22nd, right? Mm-hmm. They just moved. They kicked out all the homeless people on 22nd.
I did not know that.
Yeah, 22nd and 6th Ave. I think there's like a famous park right there.
Oh, all the way down on the west side?
Yeah.
Southwest type shit?
22nd and 6th Ave.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like
by St. Mary's?
There's like a quick mart over there, McDonald's and shit, but I was just like, I was looking at all the comments on social media, and it was like, some people are like, that's fucked up. Where are they gonna go? Right. This and that. Right. But then you got the people that live there with their kids. They're like, we want to be able to use this park for our children, and I get it. But what the fuck? You guys can't fucking figure out where to save 50 people's lives. You know what I'm saying? We don't have.
It can't.
No money for 50
there's not,
people?
Right.
Really?
Like, we're acting like it's the end of the world for these 50, and it is for them. Like, but we can fund it. We can take care of it. Like, there's some type of housing. We have all these open, rundown motels. We can't turn a couple more into a couple shelters or something like that. Yeah. And like,
one of my friends on Facebook, he said his job was doing security at some motels they turned into like rehab. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
Hands
like,
of Hope, I think.
I think it is.
Something like that.
And I'm like, that's dope as fuck. Like, that's the first time I heard of, I guess whoever owned these motels was like, I want to help the community. I'm going to turn these motels, these crack motels, into rehabs. Mm-hmm. And it fucking is doing great. It's flourishing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you do positive shit. People want to help. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The problem is the people that are doing it are only doing it to write it off on their taxes.
I don't give a fuck what they're doing.
But that's the problem. If you're not doing it as a martyr, then you're not doing it at all.
Bro, you can't control people's intentions. You know what I'm saying? You can only control
it is, man. I mean, I'm saying that if their intentions aren't pure, it's hard for me to completely invest in such a great idea if your intentions aren't pure. It's like, if you're doing it so that you can save $100,000 on taxes, it's like, are you doing it for the right reason at that point?
But you are doing it for some reason. It doesn't always have to be 100% what you want. You're going to have to delegate and negotiate. You know what I'm saying?
At least it's better for the community.
Man,
that's where we're at with that.
It's helping. That's all it is.
All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up. We appreciate y'all being here. Mr. Reggie's out the building.
My guy.
We appreciate you being here. It's all love. All right. Deuce is General Population Podcast. Let's go.